Hi, welcome to Lower Method Field. I am Sam Harding alongside Will Gentile and Logan Ward. And it's a cold one, but we have a hot matchup between UNC and NC State. And Logan, it's a club team versus a URAC team. And what's that going to mean going into today's game?
Well, obviously, the level of competition between these two teams is a little bit different. But, of course, these are two teams with a big passion for the sport. So, of course, there's going to be a level of competition out there. Of course, it's going to be a very good game. These guys are ready to play. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch tonight.
Absolutely. And, Will, what is going to be one of the keys to this game for these two teams going into it?
One of the biggest keys of women's lacrosse is the ground balls. So whichever team can really capitalize on recovering those balls that are on the ground today will probably come out successful.
Absolutely. It's all about getting the ball off the ground. And we have a great matchup between two heated rivals, Chapel Hill and NC State. And we'll be right back for more. Welcome down to Lower Method Field as we get ready for our first draw of the game. I am Sam Harding. Alongside me for feels like 2 years, Logan Ward.
Absolutely. Good
and
to be back.
Will Gentile, first time joining us.
Very excited.
As we had the draw, that was number 21 for NC State on the draw. That was Rachel Argabright. And we already have our first whistle, and we're going to have a 7-meter. And just go ahead and how are you guys feeling tonight about this game? Logan, we'll start with you.
Rather cold. The temperature is a little bit chilly out here, but I'm excited to see this game tonight. I think it's going to be good. Of course, we talked about a little bit already that difference in competition between the recreational and the club level. But, and you see right there, right off the bat, a score already for the Wolfpack.
That score was by Molly Campbell, and she didn't even want to let you talk, Will, but we'll ask you, how are you feeling as the Wolfpack go up 1-0 right now?
Well, as we've seen already, the level of competition is different. But I'm excited to see what the Heels have to put out tonight against our Wolfpack. But it should be a good one.
Absolutely. This will be a good game we have the clock stopped at 29-20, 1-0. NC State, UNC, they're going to be doing 30-minute halves. No running. Doesn't look like we're doing running time. So we're in for a good game between these two teams who have faced off once before already this year. NC State won that matchup in early fall, in August or September, if you want to call that fall, in North Carolina, as the ball goes down with UNC as we see the Tar Heels on offense for the first time tonight.
Exciting to see what they can do here. Wolfpack already took advantage of that first opportunity that they had, so we're going to see what they can do here now that the Tar Heels have a chance on offense.
Absolutely, as the Tar Heels just try to settle in, see what this defense has to offer against them. And UNC really slowing the pace down right now, just trying to get something going.
Yeah, they might know that there's a little bit of a difference in the play, so they might be just settling the bus, seeing what opportunities they can get on offense.
And absolutely, like we talked about earlier, here's a ground ball that's going to lead to something for the Wolfpack as we run down the right side alley. Goalie's right, that's what we'll be referring to. We'll try to be referring to the goalie's side of the field as the ball goes down. Goalie's right, past GLE. I believe that is number 15, Lily Spence. Lily Spence with the shiny white gloves, double teamed, finds the open cutter in the middle, sneaks in, stick side of the goalie, and that was just some great play by the Wolfpack right there.
And that was just a great job by Marissa Almasy right there. She did a fantastic job just cutting, and it was a great job of finding the open lane. Lily Spence just did a great job dealing there, and that resulted in a great score for the team.
Absolutely, as the Wolfpack go up 2-0 now against this Tar Heels team, and now the Tar Heels are going to start trying to get their way back in it, and you'll see it right now on the draw.
One of the things that we're seeing here definitely on that possession was the transition defense by Carolina. Just State being able to come down and get exactly what they wanted on offense right there.
Absolutely, and that started with a ground ball right at the midline. Just picked it up and went, and Lily Spence was able to find the open cutter in the middle. That's a great slap away as the ball was up high by number 1 for UNC there. That was Amelia Rustin on the slap as they win the draw. I believe that is Rustin with it now. And if I get the numbers wrong, please excuse me. I don't have the best of vision. Right now, that's Lindsay Martinez with it, number 17, as she just posts behind X, finds the cutter. And we're going to have a violation go against Carolina there. We're going to have a free clear.
Just a great job defensively there. They took away the lane, the cut right in front of the goal. Just defensively stopping that, that's going to be key for the Wolfpack here today.
Absolutely. Make sure you cut off the cutters as the ball just gets away from Caroline Malarkey. Malarkey just saw it sail right over her head as the ball slowly slaps the fence there, and it's going to go UNC ball. But both teams today, good sized rosters. And looks like NC State has about 10 subs to UNC's 5, I'd like to say. Normally it's not that close of a difference on the sidelines. Normally you see State, they normally have enough for 2 teams that play in their tournaments. So it's nice to see a team with as much depth as them for once to help, especially on a night like tonight where it might get a little cold. As NC State puts one in the back, they're not cooling down at all on the field, Logan.
No, that was, again, just a great feed. They found the open cut, and it was just a fantastic job there. Again, another fantastic pass. Like, that's all that you really need out of your offense. If you can get passes like that, cutting towards the middle, then you can get shots on goal, and that's why they have a 3-0 lead right now.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more. NC State using the middle of the field really wisely and just knowing they can get the shots that they want on Carolina's defense right now.
Absolutely. As like Logan said, cutters, especially in women's lacrosse, you have to keep circling. You're not allowed to be inside that arc but for so long. It's kind of like basketball. You get the 3 in the key, so cutters are big. You can't be caught ball watching. And NC State has been doing a great job in moving around as Molly Campbell gets in a little scrap there as the ball goes UNC way. Campbell looks like she's going to get the trail check. She was very close. She was a chin hair away on that one as the ball gets moved back to X. UNC now with it. Just settling, seeing ball's now up. Just picked away. What a good nug by the NC State defense there. And here's Spence, high cradle, right-handed cradle coming down the field. Spence with the white gloves looking. She's got a cutter next to her. Looks off. Shot save. Stick side by Olivia Rice. Great save there by Rice, but good penetration by Spence to look off the defender, make them think the pass is going, and just try to get the shot, but it just went stick side middle.
And, of course, the defense is looking for those passes from Spence now. She's already showed off how well she can be as a passer. So, of course, they're worried about that, but she also has goal-scoring capabilities, so, a real dual threat on the offensive side.
Spence, the captain and president of this NC State club lacrosse team, excuse me. Spence has done a lot for helping us as PackTV get the rosters, and Spence doing a lot on the field, as we saw earlier. Expect a lot more from her as the game goes on. As UNC picks up the ground ball is now being moved around, trying to get settled. Kind of like a little jumping bean, just getting out of the stick there for a second. Now it's back settled as UNC cradles it around, just looking for something, trying to get that time of possession, tire out this NC State defense a little bit, and give their defense a break of their own. Good save there by the keeper for NC State. That was Snyder with the save. And again, UNC had a nice little look. They tried a little close shot, but just Snyder was finally sees a shot, saves it there.
Well, the Tar Heels are getting a couple good opportunities here on offense. They're finding those lanes, but the defense of the Wolfpack have just done a great job of denying anything they can get inside. Again, by removing that cutting, they remove a lot of goal-scoring opportunities for UNC.
Absolutely, as Spence brings it up. Great offensive transition there by the Wolfpack. We had the save by Snyder, brought it up one pass to Spence. Spence brings it to the restraining line, throws another. I believe that was Malarkey that saw it. Malarkey gives the pass down in the middle, back of the net, and that's a goal for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, it's clear to see that Spence is definitely the captain, the leader of this team, just bringing the ball down the middle, being patient, waiting for the right opportunity to just get an open shot on net. Carolina doing all they can on defense. Right now, Spence is just tearing them apart.
Absolutely. Spence has really made her presence felt as we get some subs for both teams, getting new people in and out. We're gonna have Arbright on the draw for the Wolfpack, as we have number 9 Katie Kilborn come in. Score is 4-0 with 23:46 remaining in this first half.
One of the things I'm excited to see, guys, is just how these the subs can perform after coming off the bench, being so chilly on this cold night, just seeing what's going on.
Absolutely. Cold night like this, you guys make sure you're trying to keep yourself warm on the sideline. Just do little stretches. I'm doing them now just in case I need to go in. I'm ready as the ball gets moved around. And of course, you never want to see anyone hurt, and the tighter you are on a cold night like this, the more chance for injury. So as we have a little whistle, ball's going to be with UNC outside of quick start there. I just cut inside, and we're going to have, I believe that was a close guard call, so we might see our first 7-meter of the night. We're going to have everyone line up like you're picking teams in basketball, with Carly Medwin on the shot. Saved by Snyder. Nonchalant, I might add. High pass, but that save was textbook.
Snyder barely even moved, kind of didn't even notice the motion there at first, but she's done a great job all night. Really, whatever UNC has thrown that the defense hasn't caught, Snyder has done a great job of meeting it.
Absolutely. She's like a Venus flytrap there. Just didn't expect it to move, and there it goes. Gobbles it up as NC State's back on offense. Good pass to the middle to Malarkey. Malarkey drops it. I apologize. That was Megan Collins. And Collins got the assist to number, curse my eyes. That is number 14, Caroline C. with the goal, as NC State takes a 5-0 lead. And Will, what'd you see on that one?
So there we saw UNC get to set up their defense, have State really possess the ball a little bit more, but at the end it just came down to State's passing, which has been superb tonight, just finding the open girl tonight and really getting just good shots.
Absolutely. NC State's been doing a great job just moving the ball around, sharing the love, make sure everyone gets a little touch, and finding that open girl inside the 7 meters. Another draw here. It is Kilborn on the draw for NC State. Watching the refs. Ball's up. Good snag there by number 25, Madison Wooden. Wooden, quick feet there by Wooden. Bringing it in. Gets in close. High shot. Just another easy save there for Snyder. Good defense by UNC to try to disrupt that pass. But there's number 18, Al Massey with it as the ball goes a little wide to Caroline C. Ball on the ground, still there, being kicked around. We got a double clap from the ref, and it's going to go UNC way. Into the double, you hear UNC shouting, "Where's your help? Where's your help?" That was not your help. That's Megan Collins for NC State. Ball gets picked off. Nice little nug. Cut down low. Skip pass. Skip the person she was looking for and went to where it needed to go. We're going to have a whistle. The referees are talking. I've done 3 seconds. We'll try to relay information. It's hard to hear him. Will's doing his best, but can't really hear him over here. And I don't know if the refs get it set up now. It's going to be Al Massey with it. Al Massey's going to have a 7-meter. And you hear a shout behind. Now we have the triangle of powder blue around Al Massey, low shot. Good save by the keeper. Keeps it out. Rice with another save there. Low shot, low save. As UNC brings it, great trail check to the head of the stick by the Wolfpack defender.
And here are those ground balls we were talking about earlier as Carolina wins it. That's really, we're going to start seeing that to be the difference as teams get fatigued later on in the game.
Absolutely. It's 5-0 right now. 20 minutes left. Ball's being moved around. Pass picked off. Ball's just being bounced around. It's going to go NC State way.
And UNC has had, again, they've had a couple good offensive opportunities. They continue to get some good chances. Of course, that drive by Wooten was a fantastic one. But Schneider has really just, she's stopped everything so far, and they just haven't been able to get anything going aside from that.
Absolutely. As UNC with it now. She was cradling it before she caught it, but here she goes. She's number 35 for UNC. Puts on the brakes. Good cross look to number 16. Just couldn't bring it in. Ball's going to slow down. One-handed pickup on that ground ball. Ball's passed. Ball's with 32. You got cutters going as UNC goes to settle it once again. Looking to challenge Snyder. High pass brought in. Didn't look like she really wanted to shoot it there, but she shot it and they get the chase there.
They tried to get the height advantage down low in front of the net there. They just weren't able to get that shot just a little bit wide to the left.
Absolutely, as the ball's going to be with UNC now. Being moved around right near GLE, goal line extended, as it looks like State's going to send some subs. High shot, didn't go in, hits the top of the crossbar and bounces around, as we do have some subs coming in for the Wolfpack right in front of us here. Number 2 wanted to go in, but realized she didn't have anyone to come on for. Ball's still there. Great defense by NC State to shift down there. Number 2 now coming in for the Wolfpack. Ball being moved around. Good use of possession here for the Tar Heels as the ball's being moved around.
We're seeing Carolina now getting a little bit complacent, wanting to get that good shot, wanting to get the right opportunity. And as we see that shot go by the goal, just being patient, trying to find the openings as the State defense is doing a great job standing up.
Absolutely. As the ball goes wide, UNC gets the chase. UNC has done a really good job this possession, not to force anything, keep that time of possession going.
Well, they've been playing to their strengths, which is something that they've been needing to do. By playing to their height, they do have a little bit of a height advantage out there down in the crease, so they're trying to exploit that by taking a lot of shots on goal. They just haven't gotten any to go. That one off the top crossbar is just painful to watch. You know they would have loved for that one to go.
Absolutely. And knowing that they're doing their best against a good goalie like Snyder as the ball goes away. Cradle goes awry there. Ball goes down. Great pickup by UNC as the ball still not possessed cleanly as NC State comes out of it. That's number 4 with it off a great pass. This is Emily Hayes. Hayes has the speed. Hayes is just going to bring a high pass right on crease, and the goal goes in. That is number 24, Avery Pinnell. What a great play by the Wolfpack right there.
These two teams have really just been playing to their strengths of late, and the Wolfpack using their speed to get down in front. They found the open pass and just took advantage of it, giving themselves a 6-0 lead now.
Emily Hayes being extremely unselfish right there, as we're going to get a little bit of a break in the action. Just sharing the ball, sharing the love, making sure everyone gets the best shots.
Absolutely, and with this timeout, we'll step aside and wait for the two teams to come back.
We need batteries. Yes.
Ooh. Oh, got gloves.
Wise man.
First 7 minutes of that game.
He just had those in his car.
Oh, wise man.
I can't believe we're not doing running clock.
Dude, first 7 minutes of that game, I felt very worried. Dude, yeah. Hey, which hand are you holding it with? That one?
Right.
Oh my God.
I've tried
Have
to.
you been trying to alternate?
Yeah, it's awkward holding it with my left though.
Yeah.
We're just, if you want, just take whatever. I guess these are old ones too, but like steal from the transmitter as well.
Oh,
Okay.
we're standing out
I'll do
here.
that now.
I need.
I should just go play with them.
I'm gonna shut this off.
Actually taking you into the back.
No, left in the half.
Welcome back to Lower Method Field as Wolfpack and UNC step back out for the first half again as it's 6-0 NC State's favor, 16:46 left to play. We're back after this first time out. What do you think teams are talking about there, Logan?
Really, UNC is just trying to find a way to stop this offense from the Wolfpack. The offense has really just been having their way. They've done a great job with their passes, really just getting that in perfect position, and their shots have been on point.
Absolutely. This has been a very good game for the Wolfpack as you have another interference there. Wolfpack going to have a 7-meter here. I believe that's number 23, Molly Campbell, just steps into and takes a ripper of a shot. You don't normally see that in women's lacrosse. They normally, especially on those 7 meters, you normally just see them run straight for it, get that close shot, but Molly Campbell wanted to step right into that one.
And a really unlucky bounce there on such a hard ground. Goes straight over the net, Unlucky.
Unlucky bounce, but Wolfpack get it there. Ball's going to be moved around. 23 and 22 up top for the Wolfpack. Actually have all the 20s up there. It looked like, 21, 22, and 23. They tried a nice little play. Good little pick there by Campbell, but a nice save there by Rice once again.
Rice has done a great job, although giving up 6 goals so far. Rice has looked good at moments and has gotten some great saves in one-on-one opportunities.
Absolutely, ball's on the ground being bounced around a little bit, and it's going to go to the Wolfpack as you hear some Go Molly chants from the sideline. NC State's bench really does a good job of keeping into it and just cheering on even when they're not in the game.
Well, especially in this type of sport, you got to have your bench involved, having them being able to come off the sideline, especially in cold temperatures like this, having them being able to come in and really keep up the pace is fantastic for this team.
Absolutely, as Molly Campbell just looks for a little opening, gets double teamed. Good help defense by the Tar Heels there as the ball goes a little bit wide, and I see Logan Ward just flinch a little bit there. He thought he was going to see another good pass. 3 seconds on I believe that's going to be on the Wolfpack, or on the Tar Heels, and we're going to have another 7-meter.
Yeah, you see Carolina's defense is really setting up strong. They're communicating out there, and they're really buying in as a team that they're going to really try and hold this Wolfpack down.
Absolutely, but UNC trying to hold the fort down a little too much and just spend too much time inside that area. As that ball just sneaks in, that was another goal for the Wolfpack.
Just a fantastic job again, finding the open lane. And although they had a 7-meter opportunity right there, they just converted on it, and that's been the difference here today, taking the lead 7-0.
Absolutely, 7-0, 14-16 left in this half. As you have Lily Spence check back in for the Wolfpack and some more subs being made for both teams. And, Will, if you're UNC, what are you trying to do to get back in this game and just start clawing at this deficit?
You really got to look to get some interceptions on those passes. State's doing a really good job passing the ball, but just try and get in those lanes, pick up some ground balls, and try and get some quick offense on transition if possible.
Absolutely. As we have a face-off here, or draw, Molly Campbell. Men's lacrosse, it's a face-off. Women's lacrosse, it's a draw. Just got to make sure I know which sport I'm calling. Good check there by Campbell as the UNC attackman gets by. Snyder, though, with a save. Snyder doesn't know where it went. Ball's right next to her. Snyder finally finds it, but another save by Snyder. Snyder was just doing a little dog trying to chase its tail, find that ball.
Well, we talked about how automatic her saves have been so far. She didn't even realize she had blocked that one. Did a great job again in goal. She's really been the difference maker so far. UNC has had opportunities like that. I believe we have another call right there. I think a little just too much aggressiveness down there near the crease.
One positive sign for Carolina that we're seeing, though, 25, Madison Wooten is just really getting what she wants, getting down the field and getting some open shots, so we could see that pay off soon enough.
Another 7-meter just off the right crossbar for the Wolfpack and just bounces away. And that's one of the goalie's best friends, that little bar, as had a nice little opportunity for a reattack if you were NC State to go Lily Spence there. Spence just wasn't able to bring it in. Spence playing a little smart, just waiting for the cutter. And you know that Spence is going to be able to find that cutter when they come open.
Rice has to be thankful for that one right there, going off of the bar. Her defense hasn't been doing her many favors here so far, so if the goal can make some things happen, you know, it's opportune that their defense can come on strong. They're going to try to figure things out probably at the half.
Absolutely. As halftime, like you said, is a way to reconvene and just figure out what to do. As Spence brings it in, Spence with a goal there. Spence has just been all over for this NC State team.
Yeah, Spence holds the ball there for almost a minute, and she's just really being patient, seeing what she can do, what openings she can find. And in women's lacrosse, just have to continue cutting into this crease and trying to get open shots. So Spence just doing an awesome job being a leader out there and doing what she can to help this lead grow.
Absolutely. Like you just said there, Will, women's lacrosse, it's all about cutting, all about what are you doing off ball. Because even if you're not going to get the ball, you're opening up that defense. You're taking your defender out of a spot, opening it up for the cutter there. Spence was able to move around, watching cutters, nothing there. So she just went, because everyone had left the area, so Spence was able to go in and put one in the back of the net, making it 8-0 for this Wolfpack team.
Although it really hasn't translated to much so far for the Tar Heels, they have been doing a great job on those draws. They've been getting possession more often than not out of the break, but the transition defense to offense for the Wolfpack have come in clutch, and it's a big contributor to why it's 8-0.
Absolutely, and a great trail check by the Wolfpack team there. That's one reason they're so ahead right now, because they're doing great defensive checking. As they might lose the draw, but they're able to track down whoever has the ball, slap it out of their stick, and take it the other way. And now it's coming. Now it's UNC ball. Just good defense. Tight on the hands there, not full extension. Lily Spence, ball rides up the stick on her, looking for a trail check, but Spence switches hands on the cradle. Lefty cradle, switches back to her right hand. Draws the defender. As you hear the fans erupt, ball on the ground. And that was just a good move by Spence, who you have to respect as a driver and a passer.
Again, she's been the offense for the Wolfpack so far. That play exemplifies everything, really. The Tar Heels defense was worried about her passing ability and her goal scoring. They weren't really able to figure out how to stop her there. They've just got to find a way to stop this transition attack from the Wolfpack.
UNC with it now, bringing it up. Trail check wasn't there. Good find right on the restriction line, but there's a great trail check. Like we were talking about earlier, there's a yard sale. Stick down. Who wants it? Ball's with Snyder now being moved. Ball's now being moved around. Good snag by the Wolfpack, as Will got a little excited next to me. Will, what did you think was going to happen there?
You just got to be hoping for some excitement. If you're pulling for Carolina right now, just hoping to get some turnovers, anything to really get a good spark on offense.
Absolutely. I thought we were going to have a spark on offense for UNC when they had that beautiful long pass, but instead, NC State didn't let that happen. Got the trail check. Now we're going to have a 7-meter, and it's going to be with Lily Spence. Lily Spence might look to dish. She might look to shoot. Who knows? Rice is on her toes right now as Spence brings it in. Low shot, puts it in the back of the net. Ball didn't even want to stay there. Just bounces right back out, and that's another goal for Lily Spence.
Spence has just been dominant here so far in the first half. Still got a lot of time left to go, about 40 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. 10 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in this first half, but still plenty of time for UNC to try to get something going.
10-10, 9-0 for this game right now between the Tar Heels and the Wolfpack. And again, have another draw. And now it'll be a running clock now as it's up 9-0. Referee just came over to our timekeeper said keep that clock running from now on until told otherwise. So we will now have running halves, which for those cold in attendance might be celebrating that.
Speaking of attendance, NC State has a great crowd out here tonight. Not your ideal warm Friday fall night, but hey, there's an awesome crowd out here. Just really excited.
Absolutely. It is a great crowd on hand. Like you said, we have a lot of fans just packed in, kind of like penguins, just huddling around each other, trying to share the warmth because it is cold. Our breath is flying everywhere. We're like dragons over here. It is a cold night, but like we said, the action on the field is very hot as UNC gets on the board. It is now 9-1 as Priscilla Chan puts one in the back of the net for this UNC team.
And that was really just converting on what they've been trying to get going so far this game. They haven't been able to convert on any of those offensive opportunities until now, but Chan did a great job of finding the open lane and just taking a good shot, getting it past Snyder.
Absolutely. And you got to think that's what this UNC team wants. Obviously, you want to get goals, but you need them even more when you're down by 9 and you're 9-1 now. Getting back into this game.
Being down 9 can be just a daunting task, but just getting a goal is just the positive encouragement they need right now, midway through the half, just maybe a spark for the second half to come.
Absolutely, and like you said, down 9, now down 8 is a daunting task, but it's lacrosse. Lacrosse is a very quick sport. It is easy to put up that type of numbers. I was always taught it's a game of runs, which is absolutely true. You can easily put up numbers quick. If you're down 4-0, that's nothing. 9-0 is tough, but now it's 9-1. That's one better. All you got to worry about is that next goal. You can't score 2 before you score 1. And now UNC looks to put up another as the ball's being bounced around, trying to be cradled there, being bounced all over. Good cradle, looking for an open person, number 27 for UNC. Ball down, and we're gonna have a legal play there as Sydney Peterman stays with it. Peterman passes off to number 25, Wooden. Wooden moves it over. As the wind chill starts to pick up, the wind coming right across the field, it's flowing from upper method down to food line, so it is hitting us right in the back of the neck. It is getting a little bit more brisk than normal for a November night in North Carolina.
Don't think it's impacting the players too much out there, though. They don't seem daunted by it. They're just continuing to play their game and do what they love.
Absolutely. As I took a look earlier around, Mass and Bircher with the ball right now. Bircher doesn't care for wearing some leggings tonight. She's going all skirt, full commitment. Full commitment to it, which if I was playing now as well, I would be doing the same. I barely ever played in more clothes than I had to. As Rice with another save, as Will got really into that. And what did you see on that save there, Will?
Rice just being aggressive, stepping into that passing lane and just saying, there's no way this ball's getting by me.
Absolutely. As a goalie, it's a battle with the shooter. It's a one-on-one who's tougher than who situation. Whenever I played goalie, I knew I can't let you beat me. Like, it was simple as that for me. It was a battle. I didn't have to play against other people. I just had to play against whoever had the ball. And there's another goal. As I believe that was Priscilla Chan again on the goal. Now it's 9-2. UNC starting to crawl their way back in. Logan, what did you see on that play?
Really just a great job by the UNC offense of getting rolling. They did a fantastic job finding the open passing lanes and just managing to convert on that opportunity. That's the second goal for Chan. She's really been the focal point of this UNC offense since finding that first one. They need to continue this momentum up. They've scored 2 recently now, so they need to get going. Down 9-2. Still plenty of time left in this game, but they need to get their offense going consistently.
2 goals in 2 minutes for the Tar Heels, and just they got to take advantage of these turnovers that they're forcing. Any opportunity they can get a stop on defense, they need to turn it into some sort of offense.
So now NC State, it's their turn to get back and get that momentum on their side. Big Mo has shifted over to UNC's bench. And that hasn't happened yet. This is the first time that NC State's got a little adversity as Hayes with it brings it around. Good pickup on that pass. Good find, and that was what NC State wanted coming off that draw, winning one, bringing it down, but just couldn't bring it in. But there she is. Once again, Lily Spence puts it in the back of the net for the Wolfpack.
She's really just been the focal point. There's little much else to say. She's done a fantastic job on offense in every capacity, scoring their 10th goal now, 10-2. I believe the referees called for a running clock with a 10-point lead, so not quite there yet, but 8 points is plenty to do with 6.5 minutes left in the first.
Absolutely, 6:33 on the clock, and another great play by Lily Spence in this offense.
And if Lily Spence is in the middle, right in front of the crease, if she's got the ball in her stick, she's either dishing it to someone who's wide open or she's putting it in the back of the net.
Absolutely, Spence is really doing it all, really having a great game tonight for this Pack team as we have another draw. Ball shoots out strangely. There's like a rocket there, Logan. But we're gonna redraw. Take our paces back to back. Take our paces this time. Something to notice on these draws: both players, once they get set, they look at the ref, and there's another infraction that's gonna be on NC. That's gonna be on UNC.
I think it's on the clock. Actually, I think they wanted the clock to be running. Refs are just really picky out here tonight.
And nice find in the middle, though. Hayes, great save by Rice there, getting that spoon up quick. Another pick with that spoon, bringing it in. Ball's being moved around. Passing. What did you see on that save there, Will?
Well, just what we were talking about earlier is Carolina just needing to find some sort of spark on defense to transition into offense as State's going to keep the ball here. Carolina needs to get some interceptions, get some stops as we see Spence in the middle of the field. Oh, great shot just off the crossbar there and out of bounds for Carolina ball.
Just a touch wide there was Spence. And Will, that was well spoken. I couldn't say it any better myself as the ball is being moved around by UNC. And we're going to have I believe that was a legal check, and it's going to go UNC away. We really do need to get a booth cam one day, because especially for lacrosse, the amount of times that I get into it as we have a whistle. Don't know what's going on. Are we going to have a man player down situation here? Have odd face here. We're gonna have number 10 number 40 for UNC is going to be in the penalty box as they're going to be playing one lady down right now, and that's not ideal if you're this Tar Heel team.
No, they're trying to get something going. They're going to need everybody they can get going down somebody right now. They can't have that happen. They need to keep this momentum going. They've scored 2 goals here in the late part of this first half. They got to keep everybody out there in order to keep this going.
Absolutely. We have a whistle. We have the ref moving his arms side to side. And it's going to be a yellow card to NC State. And if you're UNC, that's kind of what you want as well. You're going to be... Now you're even. You're both down a player, but you're even. UNC will get to have their player come back in sooner. As number 6, Megan Collins in the penalty box for NC State, and number 40 for UNC. Ball's on the ground, being bounced around, and it's going to go NC State way. Just under 4 minutes now to play, 10-2 as UNC brings it up. Pass right to the stick, perfect on a rope. Being moved around, looking for a cutter, just stopped a little too early for that ball. Now it's going to be good box out there for UNC, trying to bring it around, but just nothing doing there.
the passing lanes just haven't been there for UNC. The Wolfpack defense has done a great job of closing anything they can get going. Their momentum has opened up a little bit more opportunities, and they're using their size to their advantage, but they just haven't been able to really find a consistent way to score on this Wolfpack defense. Snyder has stood strong here.
We see State now running in transition again. Carolina just looking down numbers, lacking to get back down the field. We see them coming into the middle of the field now, and a good shot on goal. Rice with an awesome save, and she's going to be able to pick that up. That's what Carolina needs. They need those saves right now.
Rice has really been eating up some of these shots by NC State. Most of them have just been really well placed by this NC State team. As number 40 comes back in for UNC, and they're gonna have an odd attack here. And here we go for UNC as they're bringing it down. It looks like Collins is getting ready to go back on the field, and she's back, and now we're all set. We're all even. High shot by UNC. Great drive, wide open, just a little high.
Again, they've had plenty of shots on goal in addition to the 2 they've already scored. They just haven't been able to convert those opportunities, and if they can't convert those opportunities, it's going to be hard to mount an 8-point comeback right now.
And us right here commentating, we're pulling for Carolina to just get some shots in the net. Unfortunately, they can't put them in the back. They're getting some shots off, but they're not going in.
Absolutely, we just want to see a good game of Snyder with it. High pass, right to Spence. Spence just watching it drop in.
That's what you don't want to see for Carolina. Spence getting the ball in the middle of the field. That's dangerous.
Absolutely. Like he said, Spence putting on the moves, quick stops, good little stop and go. Brings it to Hayes. Hayes is going to have that re-attack. That's beautiful play there. Great save by Rice, slapping that ball out. Now it's coming back for UNC. Cuts across. We got some speed from number 35 on UNC. And they're going to have a nice attack here. UNC's bringing it down. Good little action. We're gonna have the flags up. We're gonna have a 7-meter. And this is what you want to see if you're UNC. They had Spence. If your State had Spence on the attack, great play by her and Hayes. Saved by Rice. 35 speeds it up, and here we go with a 7-meter. Great aggressive check by Hayes there. Ball with Snyder. Snyder's gonna look for someone. Errant pass picked off. Low time here. Another save by Snyder. We're almost under a minute here. Collins, way to meet the ball there. You got to be Italian. You got to go meet the ball. That's what my coach always said to us. It was one of the corniest things we heard, but it stuck with us as Collins shot off the body of Rice there. Rice has really came into her own on this in this late first half.
As the rest of her team has gotten going, Rice has really figured things out. She's done a great job just being in the right place at the right time. She's done a fantastic job with her positioning, and her stick saves have been really clutch of late.
Absolutely. As we're at 30 seconds, NC State looking for one more goal going into half. And Hayes to Spence. Rice says, no, ma'am. Shuts her down on the doorstep. But still on the attack. Spence found the cutter on the doorstep, just couldn't bring it in. And we got 15 seconds left, and UNC's bringing it down. Long pass, perfect. Amazing pass there. 37 with it. Ball down. You're hearing UNC shout, shoot. 3, 2, 1. And there it goes. The siren sound. The cops aren't here. That just means it's the end of half. And we're going into half at 10-2. Wolfpack lead. And we'll just go ahead and say that second half, or that first half, really picked up as it got going.
The Wolfpack jumped out to an early lead. They got their offense going early in that first half, kind of trailed off a little bit, and UNC kind of equalized the momentum a little bit towards the end there. We'll see how this second half goes.
Absolutely, and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for a halftime show, and we'll be right back. All right. Welcome back to the halftime show. I am Sam Harding, again alongside Will Gentile and Logan Ward. And Logan, What did you see in that first half from this Wolfpack team?
Well, the Wolfpack team was very aggressive on offense from the get-go. They had a great jump. They got out to a very early lead. They just did everything correctly on offense. Of course, catapulted ahead by Spence. Spence has been doing everything right out there, everything that you could want. So they just need to keep that momentum going here into the second half.
Absolutely. Like you said, Spence was really the focal point of this NC State team. She did everything. She scored. She played great defense, and she really opened up the assist game, which made her more versatile to score, making the UNC defense worried about her. And speaking about UNC, what do they need to do to get back in this game down by 8, 10-2?
Well, the score looks daunting, but their defensive play towards the second half of the first half was really encouraging. Rice making a lot of key saves down the stretch and using that to propel them into some transition offense. Just got to get those shots into the back of the net. They're getting good offensive looks. They're taking advantage of good defensive stances and slowing down the pack. They were up 5-0 within the first 10 minutes of the first half and 5 goals in the next 20. So look to see Carolina continue to work on their defense, continuing into some good offense.
Absolutely. Like you said, Rice really came into her own in that goal, really stopping Spence at the end of regulation there, making sure she didn't get anything there. And like you said, we're going to expect to see UNC really bring it back and try to crawl out of this deficit, while NC State's going to keep that foot on the throat and really try to get this game out of reach. And for us, we'll see you right back for the second half. I'm Sam Harding alongside Logan Ward and Will Gentile as the referees, getting everything set, prim and proper right now. And it's 10-2 in favor of the Wolfpack as we get set for this first draw of the second half. Logan, we talked about it a little bit earlier. NC State really has been kind of struggling on these draws.
They've really just got to find a way to win those. There's nothing else to it. They just have to win those, and hopefully they can get a little bit more momentum on offense. We've watched their offense kind of grind to a halt recently, getting a couple of late goals by Spence there. As you see, they get a start here, but they really just need to find a way to get that offense going again here.
As that line of 21, 22, and 23 really made some noise for NC State. They tried to do it there, but we're going to have a whistle. I believe we're going to have a 7-meter for NC State, which seemed a little strange to me that they stopped it there because NC State had clear possession, but here we go. Campbell with it now. Campbell, doesn't matter. Ball don't lie. Goal top left or top right for NC State there.
Just a great job. That's really what they needed to get right out of the gates here, get that offense going again. You know, getting that goal. They're up 11-2 now, just inching closer towards an unreachable deficit.
Absolutely.
And the referee, again, signaling over to our clock guy to run the clock now. And State comes out really quickly in the second half, looking to just finish it off, get as many goals as they can, and, go home.
Absolutely. You always want to go home with a win, no matter what you're doing. And just want to go ahead and say, if you're going to the game tomorrow, NC State takes on Clemson. 1, bundle up. 2, make sure to stay tuned on PackTV. Look for some of our content coming out. We will have a We Were There with Nathan Wyatt Ingram and Brody. They will be doing a We Were There tomorrow. Make sure to be watching for that content to come out. And Nathan, are you excited for tomorrow's game?
Yeah, super excited. Should be a good one. It's probably going to be quite cold, though. Is Clemson. Clemson are on a good side. My older brother actually a graduate at Clemson, so quite passionate rivalry in my household. But yeah, NC State, we're a good side, but it's not going to be as close as I think a lot of people want it to be.
Well, you gotta have that blind hope, especially as a State fan. And speaking about NC State, they're gonna goes UNC way.
Sam, let me get a score prediction for the game tomorrow, just out of curiosity.
Oh, we are 31-point underdogs, but I think NC State will keep it within reason-ish. I say we lose by 20. We lose by 20. It'll be about 6. No, that's generous for NC State's offense.
Well, we definitely need NC State's defense to come out like Rice has been this second half. She's been making some awesome saves, obviously allowing that goal right off the bat, but 2 great saves on that possession right there.
Bringing it back on the field as UNC brings it up. Nice little trail check, and we're going to have an illegal slash there. Kind of like playing whack-a-mole there. Going straight down. Can't do that. Almost hit it right in the head. That's just not safe.
And you got to imagine these cold temperatures, getting hit by a metal stick is not ideal right now. So these women are getting lucky that, women's lacrosse is a highly penalized sport.
And of course, the temperature's slowly dropping here, so those temperatures are getting even worse as it continues. About 42 degrees right now. Feels even colder down here at Lower Method, but the game continues on.
Might feel like 42, but the temperature, if you put your hands to the field, it'll warm you right up. This got a really good game going on, 11-2, but game feels a lot closer than the score indicates.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Getting that momentum from UNC, it's been important, and it's made this game a little bit more even, especially in this second half. You can feel that it's been a much more even game.
Absolutely, as the ball is with Spence. Ball's with Spence, gets the screen. They both go to the same spot. Spence, right off, it looked like it went off the hands of the keeper, bounces in the back of the net. And that, I believe that's probably Spence's 8th point, at least, of the night through assists and goals. And I feel like 8 isn't being generous enough to Spence. I might be underselling her, but Spence has been doing a great job as she makes the lead. A 10-pointer, 12-2 for the Wolfpack.
And it's clear as to why Spence is this team's captain. She's really being dominant out here and just taking control of the game. Where she goes, the ball follows, and she's making a serious impact tonight. As we see a sub by Carolina, number 40, entering the game, trying to get some fresh legs out there. She does have 1 yellow card under her belt, so be wary of that.
Now, of course, UNC has kind of lost the momentum here. The Wolfpack making things happen on offense right now. It took a little bit for their offense to get going here in the second half, but they've really found a way to get things going again.
Absolutely, the Wolfpack back on track, it looks like. And I feel like what you need to do to really get that team going again, just give it to Spence. Spence, you don't want to shy away from the hot hand. And Spence, that hand's on fire right now. Ball's now just going to be settled around, moving around, under 25 to play. And if you're UNC, you really want to start pressuring the ball and try to force turnovers now. It looks like 21 is playing a little closer defense there on Collins as Collins puts on the Jets. Beautiful shot by Collins. High stick, extended high, shoots it low, beats the goalie. That's a hard save for any goalie to make as Collins just turned on the Jets and just beat it by her.
And Collins did a fantastic job on that one there, just speeding to the front of the net. She got exactly the shot she was looking for and just took advantage of it.
So 3 quick goals here for the Pack in the second half, and sometimes what we can see in games like this where it's 13-2, State might end up working on some different offensive possessions that they're looking to improve on as the season finishes out soon here. As we see another one of these draws is what they're called.
Beautifully said, though, Will, especially in the fall, you're looking towards the spring season, and now you got a big lead. You're going to want to start trying to mix it up a little bit, see what you can get away with, see what's going to work for the spring season. Going to maybe mix up the lines a little bit, put in more players, get more people on the bench, more playing time, especially with this 11-goal lead. Now you have a little bit more free reign to mess around with your roster, mess around with your sets. Beautiful cut, and that was just drawn up. Chef's kiss. That was beautiful. You have the cutter, fake the pass high from X, and you just have that cut come. Not really caught ball watching either. Was the defender kind of right there on her, but That's number 21 able to get that stick out and just slap it in the back of the net.
Rachel Arborite just did a fantastic job right there. She got exactly what she was looking for, really. It was a tough pass inside, but she managed to corral it, and in the end managed to make a very tough shot past Rice.
And we've said it over and over tonight, women's lacrosse is all about those cuts and passing it to them when they're in front of the crease, and that's what it's really coming to see tonight, is State just being able to be more dominant, making stronger cuts, finding the open girl in front of the crease, and just really putting the ball in the back of the net.
And their passing has really been evident how much of a difference it's made. UNC has had a little bit of sloppier passing per se, so they haven't been able to make their offense as viable so far.
We're going to have a little conversation about who's going to take this draw as the clock is still running 14-2. Looks like number 25 for UNC is going to come out and take the draw against Arborite. Arborite is taking the draw against number 25, Wooten. Wooten and Arborite on the same side of that line. Normally they'll go face to face. Now just Wooten trying to switch it up. As they win the draw, that switch worked, and it's going to be the first look for Snyder tonight in the second half. Ball's being moved around, going to be an X. That is Wooten with it. Wooten's going to just set it up, get their team into it. First offensive possession. Ball's going to be cut around. Lots of movement from this UNC team. You see the play. See this UNC attackman wave the stick, saying she's open, high pass, and who's got it right now, Logan?
That's Spence, as always. She's really just been a part of every drive for this Wolfpack offense. Been a facilitator and a scorer. She's been this Wolfpack offense here tonight.
She really has. Spence is just going to settle it down, look to see what they can do as she's got the defender is hung right now. That means that she's stuck behind the goal as she now comes out and has to forces Spence to make the pass. But normally there you'd see Spence really abuse that matchup. But up by 12, you didn't really have to. You're normally in that situation from X. If you have that defender beat like that, you're going to make them pick a side and try to beat them on the other way before they slide around. But didn't get to see that there because of this 12-point lead, and you're just going to want to move it around, see what you can do. Most teams now up this much, you'll implement a pass rule or something along those lines. We don't take a shot until you get 3 good passes in a row. So want 3 in the air. So let's start from now. We'll go. Doesn't matter. We're going to do a swim move here. There's one, doesn't really complete, so that wouldn't count to your total there. And before we started to try to count too, we had about five good passes as Collins plays some good defense, but I think she's going to get called for a little cross check. Her hands weren't fully connected on the stick. Nice little stop and go. Beautiful trail check, but couldn't really go any farther because that would have been an offside. UNC now with it, looking for another attack on offense. Good little spin move, gets in the middle, high shot, but it went like a pass. Ball's now being moved around. Ball's at X right now. UNC's bench saying, do something. Good shot by Wooten right off the body of Snyder, but Wooten was able to get back and a shot wide, but it's picked up, been moved back to X. As UNC is really just trying to get something going here in the second half. Haven't had a lot of opportunities.
And this is what we were looking for coming in the second half, is what Carolina was going to do coming in on offense. And they really haven't made too many adjustments so far. As we see, State is we're going to have a 7-meter here for Carolina and an opportunity for maybe them to tack one on here in the second half.
We're going to have a 7-meter for UNC here. Good attempt, and it gets by Snyder, and it's up 14 to cuts the lead to 14-3 now. 11-goal lead again. But that was a good shot on that 7 meters. Really getting a good attempt, as we're going to have a big wholesale trade for this NC State team as Spence comes out and a lot of these seniors come out.
So after all the subs, here we go. Another draw here. Carolina's been very dominant with these draws tonight, as it looks like this one might go to the Wolfpack. The ref is going to signal. Refs yelling back and forth to each other. State hands Carolina the ball. And here we go.
And go Carolina away. And like you said, refs yelling at each other. Sometimes, even though you're both zebras, you might not always get on the same page. Even the refs will all agree with each other at some points.
You know, the zebras avoiding the lion out here, just trying to make the right calls.
Ball now with UNC up top as you get some cutters going. Looking for a screen. Tries to get it down low, and she does. But ball's picked away. Gonna have a whistle. A lot of movement of the hand there by the official. And looks like we're going to set up for a 7-meter again for UNC.
And UNC's getting some opportunities finally here in the second half, about halfway done with the second half. They're getting a couple of chances now. They're looking to make something happen, despite the fact being down 11. At this point, they're really just trying to prove something to themselves.
Absolutely. As that shot didn't get placed where you wanted to go, right into Snyder's net. Outlet was there for Snyder, but ball hits the ground. Good trail check for NC State, but picked up by UNC again, going down the right alley. Great defense there by Campbell. Great shot, but good save by Snyder. Snyder's been really using that body to make sure the balls don't go in. A lot of bodies say it's for Snyder.
UNC's passing has been a lot better here in the second half. In the first half, they had a couple of sloppy passes, but they've kind of cleaned things up here in the second half. NC State trying to make something happen, but their passes have been a lot weaker.
A lot of crisp passes by UNC this half, as the shot saved by Rice. Once again, Rice really has come into it, has done really good since giving up those early goals. Rice, you only have so much time, steps out. Good pass, gets above the NC State defender, Campbell there. Ball's on the ground, good little scoop. Hayes looking to bring it up. Ball's going to be picked up by UNC. Campbell's walking to the sideline, telling her teammate to go, and get her to walk out there.
Sometimes in a rivalry game like this, blood can get really bad, as we see Carolina State with another attempt and Carolina with a great save. It's good to see the girls having a lot of fun out here tonight, as it is a little bit of a lopsided match. Everyone's still giggling and laughing, and it's a really good event.
Absolutely, as we have subs coming in and off again for NC State. UNC back on offense again, as we're under 13 clicks on the clock. 14-3. Good pass inside. We might get 14-4. Shot a little wide there by Rue. This crowd has gotten a little bit slimmer now, but the action is still worth watching.
We did see some Carolina parents braving out the cold and bringing up some hot chocolate for their team. The loyal Carolina fans did make the trip up to Method, as we see a shot from Carolina hits the post and gets in, as we're going to have it 14-4 now. they're still hanging on to some life here late in the match.
It's 14-4 as Carolina scores that goal. Tar Heels bringing it within 10, still trying to keep going. Now it's just playing for yourself. Like we talked about with NC State, you're playing for the spring season. This fall, obviously you want to win every game that you play, but it's a fall game. It doesn't reflect on your spring season. You want to keep going and just build, and that's what the second half, down 10 for UNC is going to be like. You're going to just see what you can do through adversity.
And of course, everybody out here is passionate about the game that they play. They're happy to play in any sort of conditions, playing out here in the cold. They're just really happy to get an opportunity to play some lacrosse. So, of course, it's always fun to see them playing the game that they love.
Absolutely. And even for me, I'm not playing, but I'm having a great time being able to call this game that I do love. Every time I get to be out here at Lower Method Field, it brings a smile to my face, no matter how much I see my breath as I start to talk. It is a cold night as our director and camera people start blowing their breath at me, showing how cold it actually is as the ball bounces as number 22, Molly Rieger, brings it down. Rieger's going to look to take a shot. Brings it into double, tries to pull it out. Double coverage, long pass, almost skips through to number 9, Katie Kilborn, but just a little wide as number 2, Rachel H. with it. Ball is now with UNC. Bring it up as we're under 11 to play, still 14-4. And we're gonna have a rundown to the state side or the state side. State's goalie back to the cars. We have NC State defending street side. UNC is defending school side. Ball's up top. Just looking for a little bit of action. Tries to cut, switches hands. Good shot. Good little, it looked like she might have let that one go one-handed lefty. And for that, if that is the case, had a lot of power behind that.
UNC has had a lot of shots like that. They've had those open opportunities. They've had a good look and just a little too far to the left or right, and a couple of them have gone a little bit too high. They've had a lot of opportunities. They could have a lot more goals than 4 if they were just a little bit more on target.
Absolutely, accuracy, a little bit of an issue with UNC, and some flag up. We're gonna have a 7-meter for UNC as everyone just gears up. Feet on the line. There she goes. Pulls out. Good defense by NC State to make her pull out of that. Up top now. Moving around. Has the player at X if she needs it. She sneaks around up top. The help defense is there. See the player call for it inside on the doorstep. Another kick save by Snyder. Snyder's shins are going to feel it tomorrow, but it feels great right now. Oh, a little false pass there by NC State. As UNC with it, it's number 37. Cuts to the outside, down the right side of the alley. Ball's just going to go a little wide. I think we're going to get that as a shot call as the chase goes UNC's way.
And State's shown some great signs of defense here. Snyder obviously has been the anchor for the game, but really as a team, they've been defending well and attacking well as a team, moving back and forth. As we see 27 now with her back to the goal, trying to get something to work. Pass out, the ball's on the ground again, which has been somewhat of a difference in this game. The ground balls have.
Absolutely, ground balls always matter in lacrosse.
And as much an impact as Spence has had, Snyder has done a great job in net tonight. Although there have been plenty of errant shots from UNC, she's done a great job, especially we talked about those kick saves. That's really been where she's been at her best in goal here tonight.
Definitely the reason the Pack has, one of the main reasons the Pack has a 14-4 lead right now with about 7.5 minutes left to go in the half as Carolina just continuing cutting and trying to see if they can get any openings right in front of the crease. That was a great cut by 25 of Carolina as she's going to keep the ball.
Wooten had a beautiful cut, like Will just said. Will's coming for my job. Beautiful play-by-play there. But great cut and a beautiful pass. Just a little long, but is right where you had to put it if you're going to try to make that pass. We're going to have a penalty. Flag is up. We're going to look like we have another 7-meter. And Logan, we've had a fair share of 7 meters today. What do you want to see on this one for UNC?
Well, UNC's just got to get a goal out of this one, bring it back to single digits. They're down by 10 right now. They just need to take advantage of that 7-meter. They've done a good job here in the second half of really taking advantage of them, but they need to get a goal right here to get themselves back into this one.
They almost got it there. The shot was deflected from the get-go, and it bounces right into the stick of Snyder. Ball is high. Wooten trying to get it for UNC, and she does. Good aggressive defense by NC State. That was Pennell. Some good defense there, but ball's still with UNC. Being moved around. Stick up defense. Good by NC State there. Negate the passing lanes. Like I was saying earlier, I don't think I got to finish my thought. I really would love for us to get a GoPro in the booth, especially during my lacrosse games, because you'll always see me reenact what's going on in the field, and it can be jarring for some. I feel like most of the parents here will watch me sometimes during the games, but it really helps me tell you what's going on. Logan can attest to this, having to deal with this 2 years ago, calling all the lacrosse games together.
Oh yes, very active with his hands, always making sure that he knows what's going on, reenacting it himself so he can get a feel for the game.
Absolutely, I just miss it so much that I want to feel like I'm still playing, even from holding this microphone. As the ball's being moved around, UNC is getting right, and Maddie Bircher is getting ready to sub, and she looks cold. She wants to get back in. She again just going straight skirt, no pants. She looks a little cold. She needs to get back on the field to keep some circulation, keep those goosebumps away. Ball's with number 14, Caroline C. Caroline just looks around, sees a cutter, couldn't get that pass because the good stick defense of the defender there. You always want to keep your stick in the passing lanes. This ball's being moved around. We're under 5 ticks on the clock now. Just couldn't be reined in there by Harbaugh.
That's something that NC State has kind of struggled with here in the second half. There hasn't been as much urgency as the first, but they've really struggled to connect on some of those passes. They just haven't been able to get what they've been looking for, some of those crisp passes that we saw in the first out in front of the net.
And to go back to what Sam was saying earlier, it's my first time in the booth tonight, but this is definitely an awesome experience that students should come out to these club games. You know, these are fun nights. And if anyone has any interest in commentating, I would definitely recommend coming out to PackTV. This has been a blast tonight.
We'd like to welcome you into the pack, Will, as we try to do every time. Just trying to bring everyone that can into the pack, right, Logan?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's always good to get new voices out here, bring everybody into the pack, just getting everybody out there, making sure that everybody has a chance to be heard.
Absolutely. As we see a 7-meter shot that goes in the back of the net for UNC. That's number 17. I think snuck at 5-hole there on Snyder as we're under 3:30. 14-5 now. UNC bring the deficit to 9 now.
And UNC's done a great job bringing this back to single digits right now. They've really stepped it up on offense. They've had a lot of opportunities, and they've converted on more of them. That's been the most important part, converting on those opportunities that they may not have been able to in the first.
Under 3 minutes now, 14-5, as we get another wholesale change for NC State. Some players gonna get some more activity back on, try to shake those goosebumps as well. The wind picks back up again, blowing from Upper Method to the Food Lion. And there's another draw. As Molly Campbell wins it for NC State, bringing it around. NC State looking for a good attempt here as Hayes has it. Hayes with the pump fake there, moving around. Good little play there by NC State to do the little flick passes. Argabright has it. And right now, that's Caroline C. Caroline C. puts it in the back of the net. Go!
The excitement level here at Method Lower is high tonight as the Pack is just dominating, up 15-5 now with a minute and a half left. It's been an awesome experience out here. The fans have had a blast. May have been cold, but it was definitely a hot event tonight.
Absolutely. As we under 90 seconds to play now, 15-5. NC State, make sure that they're beating their rivals by 10. You want that double-digit insult there, that 10 piece on them. But again, we talked about this a little bit earlier. The score may be 15-5, but the game has felt closer than the score has indicated.
Absolutely. UNC's had a lot of great runs. Their offense has started clicking here in the second half especially. So this game it feels a lot closer than it may show on the scoreboard.
Absolutely. Molly Campbell had an attempt there, pulled it out. Almost her pass snuck through as we're under 60 ticks now on the board. Rice looking around, looking for someone to bring the ball to as she gets out of that crease. Ball's coming right to us here. Almost picked off there by Caroline C, but picked up by UNC. We got 35 seconds now on the clock. 30 now. Pass a little deflected there. Can't be picked up by UNC. Going to be picked up by Argabright. Nice little pass to Molly Campbell. Campbell's going to bring it down with 20 seconds. Campbell's just going to slow it down. Doesn't have to force anything. She sees Malarkey. Finds Hayes. Hayes puts it in the back of the net. That's one more for good measure. 16-5. Clock is running. You see Bircher trying to do some high knees, keep the legs moving as the clocks have hit 0. And there's the sirens. Game is over.
Not the cops.
It's 16-5. Not the cops, but it's an NC State win over their rivals, UNC Tar Heels.
It was a lot of fun out here, especially despite the cold weather. But it was a lot of fun going back and forth. Both offenses shown what they were capable of. And it was just a good battle to watch between these two rivals.
And both defenses, both goalies were great tonight. The score might not reflect it, but both goalies were on the point for the most part.
Absolutely, and we'll be right back for our game recap. As the teams go to shake hands right in front, we're going to give you the game recap. I'm Sam Harding, Logan Ward, Will Gentile. As you hear the good games go across, NC State picks up the victory 16-5. And Will, what did you see in this game?
Well, women's Pack Lax tonight just really showed out and dominated with this really impressive win. A great fight by Carolina's rec team tonight, but ultimately State's defense was just superb throughout the match. Rachel Snyder in goal was awesome, and NC State's Carolina's Rice was great as well. Both teams really put out a great fight at this fall matchup on a cold Friday night. Looking forward to the spring. State looks strong. Got a lot of good work in tonight.
Absolutely. State looked really well in this matchup. UNC did their best to try to stay in it, but it was Lily Spence, wasn't it, Logan?
Lily Spence did a great job all game. She did whatever the Wolfpack needed her to do, and really being capable of everything, be it passing, scoring, or really just making the off-the-ball moves that needed to free the Wolfpack. She did everything out there. Player of the game definitely goes to her. Snyder did a great job in net as well, but Spence was just all over the field doing everything that they needed.
Absolutely. Like we talked about earlier, Lily Spence had at least 9 points today, goals, assists. She did it all for the Wolfpack, bring that W home for NC State. It was a 16-5 victory for the Wolfpack over their crosstown rivals. Signing off for PackTV, alongside me was Will Gentile, Logan Ward. I've been Sam Harding. Thank you for joining us.